So I've had a lot of questions just about gold boxes and hitting gold boxes. I'm just going to show you really quick. There are a couple different types of gold boxes. You obviously have your cause event gold boxes where I'm building right now. And then you also have your daily challenge gold boxes. I haven't actually checked what the next hourly event is. I'm just going out on a limb here and saying that it is going to be a build event. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a Clash of Zones card just because I'm going to be doing a big build here. Then anytime I have a Clash of Zones that I'm thinking there's going to be 2 hourly events back to back, I'm going to upgrade one of these. These pack a huge punch in terms of power. I mean, this is going up by like 7,000 power. That's fairly significant. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to upgrade my war vehicle room today, which is going to cost me a decent amount of different things, but nothing too serious. And then because I'm kind of lazy and this event does not require any particular speed ups or anything, I'm just going to use diamonds for it. I'm going to get those back here in a second. I'll show you, but 6,900 diamonds. Oh, and I just got 7 million points. So automatically get that gold box straight off the bat with one build. Don't have to worry about anything. Just picked up 600 diamonds there, 3,600 so far. And then I also hit a couple of these boxes. So 3,600, I'm up to 7,600 diamonds. Let's call that 8,400 diamonds. 9,000 diamonds just from that one build, taking me up through those boxes there and gets me just a little bit closer. Now the cool thing is, because I popped that cause tag, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds there's going to be a new event that shows up. Then I have 5 minutes rest period, but that buff actually goes and lasts me for a full 30. So now I have 30 minutes to complete the next event. I'm presuming it is going to be a build event. I have the charts somewhere, but this is going to be probably a build plus speed up event on the next one, for which I'm going to focus a little bit on, I don't have enough, if you look, I don't have enough chips for this yet, but I'm going to focus on my fight room here. Probably be able to get 2 builds on that, which will be pretty decent. Won't get me the whole way up. Obviously, it's sitting at 4,000 power. It goes up by, some 4,500. Might actually get me gold bucks if I tried. But basically, I just do these as much as possible during the events. And I'm building these guys as much as possible throughout the entire week. So that my actual APC power in terms of my stack rate will go up. So now I'm sitting at 25% and 25%. So now these are both even in terms of their might. But also it allows me to hit really huge events without really doing too much. One of the big things is like you want kind of this nice ratio of your build power to your tech power. My tech power used to be way ahead of everything else. But also you want to, especially during cause events, if I were to go in and let's just say do one of these builds right here, if I were to focus on getting, my class barracks up to 21, I'd be spending 11 million. Well, that would leave me with 3 million money. And then this one's wood, so it's fine. This one has a lot of fuel. This would take me down to, let's just say 15 million-ish, and it would basically take all of my money to get that up to level 22. Well, the only issue with that, using all of that fuel or using all of that iron, is tomorrow is going to be a tech day. And if I take a look at my tech really quick, and I'm upgrading these guys are starting to become a little more costly in fuel and a little more costly in terms of iron. So if I use all of my fuel and iron today for my builds, then I won't have anything for the tech day tomorrow, and I'll actually have to buy some with money, or we'll have to spend some of those diamonds that I'm currently earning on some of these guys here, buying some of this iron from here, or anything like that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm conserving some of my resources by hitting some of these major builds that I have to do anyway, but with the purpose of effectively getting a lot of power, getting all of the boxes as quickly as possible, but also not maximizing my build potential, which would then kind of ruin my resource potential. And that's kind of how you have to do stuff, because if you're just spending all the time, you're going to have to buy these packs. I mean, this one's not a bad one. It gets you effectively the equivalent, like, well, neither of these two are actually bad. This one gets you the equivalent of 90 million. Usually I buy this one. So that 9 million for $10, that gets you the equivalent of 90 million iron, because typically the biggest package is a 60 million one for 99. So this is a much better value, and this is actually a much better value as well. Same as on the money packs. Usually the most you can get is 16 million. But right now they have a 2.7, which effectively, let's just say that's the same ratio as you getting 27 million for the same amount. So why would you buy the 16 million right now when you can get 2.7 for $9? I don't really ever buy wood. It comes too easily. I do buy fuel a little bit. Again, that 70 mil is pretty good, but that 18 mil is even better. Buy 18 mil for $9. That'll help you out a little bit. Then I don't ever buy food, because that's kind of ridiculous. The other one that I do very, very, very infrequently is buying electricity. Since I have the VIP store, I can buy that from there. So now we're just waiting. We've got 2 more minutes until this event. And in that time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus a little bit. Well, I could actually probably upgrade this. Oh, no. That's still not high enough. This guy doesn't have any power, though. It's kind of funky. It's such a shitty building, to be honest, because it costs an arm and a leg to really get it up there, and it takes so much time. It's like an end game sort of deal. But the power associated with it is really shit. To go up for 300 power when something takes 18,000 energies. I mean, my energy cores right now, these are producing like 600 every 6 hours. So it takes a long time. And the only way that I can get these up is if I really increase my energy storage depot, which if you're taking a look at the energy storage depot, just real quick, again, it's going to cost a number of resources, and it's just, in my opinion, at this point, not really worth that much to me, because at some point I'm going to get this up. And I'm still doing an okay job of crafting. So anyway, with these type of events that you're looking at, the events obviously for build power, it doesn't matter the amount of builds that it takes you to actually hit any of this. So basically go the ones that give you the most power. 45,000 is obviously the most power. If you were to focus on some of these smaller ones, I'll just take, let's just say level 19 lumber mill, for example. If I were to go and upgrade that, well, congratulations, I get an extra 400 power. But again, if I would upgrade that, that would cost me 2 million fuel. So for that 2 million fuel, I could be upgrading a much bigger building like this. Well, that's 4 million fuel, so let's just say that's 2 of those upgrades. That would get me 800 power, whereas this one is going to get me 2,200 power. So for the same amount of resources, you just hit these big power builds during these events, unless the particulars are that it wants a longer duration in terms of speed ups. So that's what we're waiting to see here in 10 seconds. And I'll hit a couple of these builds on this video, but the big purpose is basically you go and hit this Clash of Zones score ticket, so you're getting a little extra out of it. And with that, you can then hit some pretty big scores in this. So I went from whatever I was, 5th or 6th, I think I was actually 6th, up to 2nd with that, which puts me for the total for today up to 4th. And I'm pretty close to hitting my 8th and 9th boxes. 9th box is always going to be double 8th, which is kind of hectic sometimes. But let's take a look at what this event is. Any speed ups. Well, I kind of screwed up on that one then. But any speed ups, and you're still getting, say, 3,000 diamonds, 3,000 money. So if I were to look at this, I'm not actually going to do this event. I kind of just screwed up with a ticket. Probably should have done this video at a different time, but oh well. If I was to do this ticket, I might be looking at something like this, going and speeding up. This building. Unfortunately, I already used all my 8-hour and 1-hour speed ups. I could always buy more from the Alliance store, but I'd prefer not to. I don't want to use any of the building speed ups on this particular event because I can get away with just using some of these regular speed ups. But I want to save these building speed ups for the build plus build speed events so that I can actually get there. But in terms of that, if you were to do this event, which I don't recommend that you do this event because even though it gives you decent rewards, they're not exactly the best. For this type of event, I would actually go and hit kind of a big build like this that doesn't give a huge amount of power. So like this has 6,000 power. When I upgrade this to level 21, it gives me 8,000 power. So 2,000-ish power, or maybe this one here. This is going to take me 2 days to do, or this one's going to take me 17 hours to do, but I could probably hit this a couple times. And basically, in that time period, if I'm hitting 17 hours worth of build-ups, that might get me like, what's that going to get me? Like 800,000 points or something like that. But again, this one's not exactly going to cost me a huge amount of resources to do. And kind of in doing that, I'm going to get very limited power. So I'm not actually wasting a power build by building this during this event. Getting 600 power, that's really not worth anything in terms of any of these kind of cause events. But if you were to target an event that had speed up items being used, building speeds, whatever, then you might want to build up something like this that's going to be useful, going to be necessary, but at the same time is just really more useful for the duration that it's going to take rather than the power it's going to give. So yeah, that's how you hit gold boxes and boxes in general on any of these events. Kind of target those back-to-back events as much as you can. I kind of screwed up on the back-to-back. This one, I think the hours actually, for this world clock up top, I think it's actually 4 and 5 a.m. that has the back-to-back build events. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But, that's how you focus on hitting some of these back-to-back things so that you can get as many gold boxes on your cause event and as many gold boxes right here as possible in as little time as possible, really. You just come in at the last couple minutes and hit a couple speeds and everything kind of goes smooth. So yeah, any questions, again, post in the comments. Please subscribe and mention anything that you guys might want to be seeing in terms of any of these event protocols or anything like that, or even just how we're setting up our hive. We're starting to switch stuff around a little bit with just a couple other small hives. I don't know where mine is. But yeah, any questions, just post below. And I'll have something to support Wolfgar's adventures soon. Sweet. Thanks.